Originally, the garden was designed by George Patton, whose office was in Philadelphia. And George Patton had a very formal design, which was typical of Washington. We had a terrible winter in 1976, and to our surprise, most of the grandiflora magnolias died, and that gave us our big chance. That's why the Federal Reserve called us in. Federal Reserve gardens came just at the beginning of our career together, Wolfgang and my partnership, and it was a call that I knew was our big break and would catapult the firm to fame and fortune, I hoped. We were working in a bedroom of my house, and I thought, when the phone rang and the Federal Reserve was on the line, and the man on the other end said, "David Lilly, one of the governors of the Federal Reserve, would like to have lunch with you and talk to you about the landscape of the Martin Building. This here is the Martin Building, and these are the gardens of the Martin Building." And I said to Wolfgang, when I hung up the phone, "Wolfgang, this is our big break. You're going to have to wear a tie. We're having lunch at the Federal Reserve." The rest was history, really. It's become a very important garden in the city of Washington. We've done 20 gardens like this, including the Einstein Garden at the National Academy of Sciences just a block away, the German-American Friendship Garden, the New American Garden at the Arboretum, the National Arboretum, and one very big major project that we got from this garden was the International Center, which includes 40 embassies. It's a kind of subdivision for embassies. This was the first public commission in the office, and as I say, it was our big break, and it got a lot of notice because no one had ever seen anything that looked quite like this in Washington, and it was really the first example of the New American Garden style. And it was all because of David Lilly. He was a wonderful client, and he liked gardens much more than money. Even he was a governor of the Federal Reserve, but he was really interested in the gardens and doing something for the people in this neighborhood. He wanted them to have wonderful gardens, to learn about plants. And where I'm sitting is a place I designed for people to have lunch. There are benches. There were no benches here before, and he wanted it to be very comfortable and humane, human in scale, and so we broke it down into sitting areas and, of course, dramatic planting areas. This particular part of the garden is designed to take sculpture of every size. Here you can see a sculpture by John Dreyfus. The first sculptor to be here with her work was Lila Katzen, and Lila introduced us to the Rosenbergs because she was a friend of theirs, and she had work in the Alex Rosenberg Gallery. So this has great meaning for us, and the sculpture is very important, and people in the building love the changing sculpture exhibits. I think it's an important part of the space, enjoying the space, and making it human and interesting.